Hi everybody and welcome back. Right, so I'm just in the game playing and you'll see I've changed my colour, and over here we have our tile, and if I run on here, no matter what the colour of the tile, I'm just getting points up the top here. Alright, so that's a little bit boring, so we're going to make it a little bit more challenging for our player. So I'll just stop the game there. Right, so we're going to, in this video, make it so that the player will only get points when they match our red colour, so when the tile is red and they run on, and if they do, they'll get 10 points and the tile will flash brightly briefly to show them that they've done something right. And if they touch the tile and it's not their colour, we're going to actually make the tile disappear, and our code, as we've already written, should set their colour back to their original colour, and they'll need to come back to the lift to get their colour back. Alright, so that's what's happening, and we'll do the majority of that in our tile script. So over in the Explorer window, now I'm going to get rid of this old script that's in here. Don't need that anymore, and open up the tile script. Alright, so just close these windows so you can see everything. At the moment it's fairly basic. We've got our tile up the top here, and then when the player touches it, they come in, and if they're a player, we give them points. So now we need to get a couple more variables to work with before we move on. So down here, let's get our player variables folder. So a local p_vars will be player, and wait for child, our player vars folder. And just below this, we'll need our player color. So player color will equal player vars dot player color, and we've already got our points. Now the next thing we need to know is when the player touches this tile, because we're changing the color of the tile all the time, we need to know what color the tile is. So we'll create a variable here and we'll say this color, and we're going to make use of our check color function. So right up the top of the script, create a variable for our fun mod, which will be equal to require and game.server script service.funmod, and we're going to call the funmod.check color function, and we want to pass in the tile.brick color. So if you remember, that function will give us back a simple word such as red, green, blue, etc., which will match or not match the player color up here. So we'll just get rid of this points value for now. We'll add it back in, leave these two lines in, but just below here, we'll create a conditional statement here. So if the player color dot value equals this color, then they've got the right color. All right, so the player has the right color, and we can give them their points. So player points dot value plus equals 10. And now we'll make the tile flash to a neon for half a second, and then set it back to whatever it was before. So we can say tile.material equals, and then enum.material.neon. And just after that, add a task.wait of 0.5 seconds, and then set it back to whatever it was. So if you had plastic, then you want to set it back to plastic. In my case, I set mine to marble, so I'll set it back to marble. Right, so that covers if the player has the right color. Now we'll drop a line and add an else. All right, so player color does not match. So this code will run if it doesn't match. And what we want to do is have tile can collide, and we're going to set that to false, so the player will fall, and the tile dot transparency we're going to set that to 1 so it goes completely invisible, and we're also going to set the player color dot value back to none, alright, which will trigger our function to change their body color. And right at the so that should be all we need to do. Alright, so that should be enough for us to give this a test. So we'll close our tile script and open up the output window down the bottom, and let's click on File and Save and play. Alright, so I will run on and get my color, so I am red, and if I run over here it's currently blue, so if I run on, the tile disappeared and then I went back to my original color. Alright, the only trouble is we didn't reset our tile, so for testing, if we open up our tile script down here, we'll add a line in here because we'll do this somewhere else later called testing, just to let us know that we should delete this later. And if you take these first 2 lines here and copy and paste them down below and change them to their opposites, which will be true and 0, and we just need to put a task.wait of say 2 seconds in there, otherwise it'll happen instantaneously, and just put a dotted line underneath, so later on when we make changes we'll know we can just delete this section here. So we'll give this another play. Alright, so I run on and get my color and run over, it's blue. Okay, I went back to my color, and now even though this transparency has not gone back to solid, we did reset this, so I can once again get my red color, and now we've tested the wrong color, so now let's wait until we get a red. There it is, and you'll see it flashed and I got my 10 points. Alright, and the wait is probably a bit long because it lets me get it more than once, but I got reset back to my original color and I can go and get the color again. Alright, so if you have that up and running, don't worry about getting multiple points just at the moment, we'll adjust that later. But if that is what's happening for you, then everything is working well. So we can stop the game and we'll close our scripts. Let's increase our version to 9, and I will see you in the next lesson.